Hello people of all faces, my name is Mr. Binoculars and welcome back to Mr. Binoculars Christmas Carols. This story is like 5.5 pages long. So yeah, let's just go straight into this. This is set in Norway, by the way. No, episode 9. A Christmas in Norway. Alex is a girl who lives in Norway. She moved there with her mother Anne, father Stuart, and her older brother George. They have been living in Norway for quite a while now, but they never celebrated Christmas there. Anne and Stuart are working, and George is going to the university and wouldn't come back before December 20th. Alex has free from school, and she's walking around town asking people how they're celebrating Christmas. I celebrate Christmas the same as pretty much everyone else in Norway, a man said. How do we celebrate Christmas here? Alex said. We open our gifts on Christmas Eve, the man said. Really? No, I'm going to try that, Alex said. Alex kept walking around for a while, and then she went home. Anne and Stuart, that's written differently there, were already home. Mom, Dad, can we celebrate Christmas like the Norwegians do? Actually, it's not only the Norwegians, it's also Scandinavians. Alex asked. Sorry. We have planned to do it, Stuart said. Do you know how they do it? Anne asked. Yes, they open the gift on Christmas Eve instead of Christmas morning, Alex said. Right, we talked about it with George and he thinks it would be nice to do something different for a change, Stuart said. Great. Now I can't wait until December 24th, Alex said. The day in December flew past and suddenly it was December 23rd. Suddenly, pineapples! Today it's only one day until Christmas, Alex said. Yes, I've done a little research and it looks like people tend to decorate the Christmas trees on December 23rd. I was to find out that these days is known as Lille Julaften, George said. Okay, that's interesting, Alex said. I know, right? George said. It's a good thing that we bought our own tree already, Stuart said. Let's go get it, George said, and walked out in the snow to get the tree. I bought some decorations and a Christmas tree stand, Anne said. And then they decorated the tree like never before. When they were finished, they were so happy. Now that we're done with that, we can watch the TV for the rest of the evening, Stuart said. They turned on the TV, and to everyone's surprise, it was broadcasting the Dinner of One. Why do they show this on this day and not on New Year's Eve? Alex said. I don't know. Norwegians are weird, Stuart said. Let's just watch this. It's a classic, George said. After they watched the classic sketch, Alex and George went straight to sleep. A big day was in front of them. The next morning, Stuart waked everyone up. Everyone. Today's Christmas Eve. We're going to do pretty much the same things that every Norwegians do for Christmas, Stuart said. Alex was so excited. For the first time in her entire life, she and her family would do something different. They didn't do it to fit in, but they did it to try something new. Soon we'll go to the church, Anne said. And I stay here to cook dinner, Stuart said. Can't you join us? Alex said. No, I have to prepare this. It takes a long time to make, Stuart said. Okay, see you later, Alex said. They spoke Norwegian in church. George and Alex didn't have any trouble understanding what they were saying, but Anne didn't understand anything of what they were saying. George and Alex had to translate what they were saying. I know, that's very weirdly written. When they were finished with that, they went back home. It wasn't too far away, so they walked their way home, where Stuart was ready for them. Remember, when we come home, listen to the radio, George said. It's because we built it, city, Alex said. I think Andy got this. Oh wait. Listen to the radio. No, you need to listen to the church bells, George said. Why? Alex asked. Well, because it resembles Christmas, George said. Oh, so when we hear the church bell ringing on the radio, then it's Christmas, Alex said. Yep, that's right. Marvelous that you understand that right away, George said. It took about 2 minutes to get back home. George rushed to the living room and turned on the radio. At channel P1. Then they heard church bell ringing. Merry Christmas, Alex said. Merry Christmas, George said. Merry Christmas, Stuart and Anne said. Merry Christmas, someone said. Merry Christmas, 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 Merry Christmas. Sorry, I'll stop now. A couple of hours later, the dinner was ready. What's that? Alex said. This is called pinnekjøtt. It's popular to eat around Christmas time in Norway. Stuart said. The thing is, I don't like pinnekjøtt. Well, I like the way it tastes. It tastes incredible. But I don't like you have to chew it a lot. And I don't like food where you have to chew it a lot. I don't know the English word for it. What is it made of? Alex asked. Lamp, Stuart said. Where did you get the idea from? Alex asked. George suggested the idea, Stuart said. What does pinnekjøtt mean? Alex asked. A direct translate would be stick meat, Stuart said. Alex nervously tasted the food. This is delicious, Alex said. Delicious indeed, George said. When they were finished with their dinner, they all went around for a couple of hours. Well, I had to go to the bathroom, George said. Okay, Alex said. A couple of minutes later, somebody rang on the doorbell. At first, Alex thought it was Christmas carolers, so she opened it. It's just he, but I'm at C. Opened the door, but there was no one there. Pranksters, Alex said, and closed the door. When Alex sat down, she saw someone wearing a Santa suit and a Santa mask at the balcony door. Alex screamed, and so did Anne and Stuart. The masked man came in. Alex and Stuart were terrified. Relax, it's just me, George said, as he took off his mask. George, what the hell do you think you're doing? Stuart said. George. Sorry, I just wanted to surprise you guys, George said. Surprise us? That you succeed, Stuart said. Okay, that's kind of funny. 54? I thought you were an intruder who was going to kill us, Alex said, annoyed. I'm sorry. I even brought some of the presents from downstairs, George said. By the way, it's actually based on the house I'm living in right now. But the funny thing is, it doesn't take 2 minutes to go from here to the church. It takes way more longer. Wait, it takes way longer. It's okay, you only meant us good, Anne said. Let's just open the gifts already, Alex said. But first, let's start over, Stuart said. George put his mask back on and went outside. Santa, why don't you just come in, Alex said. George, in his Santa costume, walked inside the house. Ho ho ho, he said. What do you got for us, Alex asked. Why don't you unwrap it and find out yourself, George said, and gave Alex a blue present. And for you, Anne, you get this, George said, and gave Anne a yellow present. Blue present. I'm so excited, Anne said. And I have something to you too, George said, and gave Stuart a green present. But of course, how could I forget George? George. Wait a minute. Where is George anyway? George said. That sounds weird. He's on the bathroom, but you can just leave his presents over there on the couch, Alex said. Well, okay then, George said, and did what Alex told him to do. Sorry, it's just what Alex told him to do. Well, I have a bit tonight. I have more presents to deliver, George said, and left the room. About 2 minutes later, George came back in his regular clothes. What happened while I was away? George said. Santa came for a surprise visit, Alex said. Really? No, George said. He did. Your gift is over there at the couch, Alex said. George went to his gift. Let's open them now. It would be rude to not open them, George said. Alex got a new cell phone from Stuart. Thank you, Alex said and gave Stuart a hug. And got a kitchen knife from George. I need this. Thank you, George, Anne said. Stuart got a beer from the neighbor. Oh, he shouldn't, Stuart said. George got a plane ticket from Paris to Paris from Anne and Stuart. Oh my God, you shouldn't have, George said. I just fucking wrote this last month, and now I realize how fucking stupid this is. We know how much you wanted to go, so we booked you a plane ticket to Paris, so you can visit your girlfriend, Anne said. Okay, let's open the rest of the gifts, Alex said. We don't actually do that. We actually get the presents from Santa first, then there's dinner, and then a couple of hours later, topped a couple of hours later, then you open our gifts. Alex, George, Anne, and Stuart all opened the rest of the gifts. Then they all had a great time. They had the greatest Christmas they ever had. The end. I know that was kind of being weird. What the fuck is the word I'm saying? Looking for? Weak towards the end. But that's the thing, isn't it? Things have to get only weird at the end. Weak. Yeah, I know, but anyway. If you like this episode, please leave a like, and if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell so you get notified every time I upload a new video. And when all that is done, we will all meet again next time on the channel. And also, I'm going to say it early, Merry Christmas! Yeah.